detox, and it is very good and it's very beneficial. That is something that you need to see. There's only certain specialists that do that, and that would be something that would be very useful for doing a detox, and that would be something that you would want to make sure you talk to your doctor about, is how frequently it might be. There's something that say like do 10 colonics in like 20 days. I wouldn't recommend something like that, but to do like a study throughout the detox, definitely it is very helpful.
I had one of the drummers from a very big rock band come and see me, and he would do something called a double bass drum or double bass roll. So he'd go from one drum to the next drum to the next drum when he would finish off the set. And he came to see me because he was having abdominal pain, and I couldn't figure out what was going on with his abdominal pain. I tried to avoid getting the CT scan with regards to those of you who had a CT scan, there's radiation with it, and I thought I could kind of fix a couple things. I thought it was muscular. But in the end, he couldn't continue with his touring. So I said, okay, let's get a CT scan. I couldn't figure out what the heck was going on with it. I thought back pain, I thought it was maybe a rib that was fractured. He had, when you get a CT scan of the abdomen, you have to get cleaned out. So you have to have an enema or two, and then a pill the night before, and a whole bunch of other things. Those of you who've gone through a CT scan of the abdomen. Well, guess what? After he had after he had the enema and cleaned himself out, all his pain went away. He was able to do everything. So the question is with the colonics, I think it does help. There's a place called the Gerson Institute in, I think it's New Mexico. Gerson, I think it was back in the 50s or so, this scientist who came up with a fancy diet. It was mostly a plant-based diet, whole foods and plant-based diet, and caffeine enemas. Somehow the caffeine enema in their place in New Mexico, or is it Mexico, but the caffeine enema would increase glutathione production in the liver, and glutathione is a fantastic antioxidant. We have glutathione, not Michael Jackson, but glutathione sometimes is used to make your skin whiter in Asian countries or in Hollywood, and yet it really turns on the antioxidant properties of the liver. But again, the concept is there that enemas do help. And those of you who had those things, or colonics, usually the cleaning out process, you feel kind of good afterward. I think because there's a lot less bloating from all the crap that we're eating in American society. But again, this is a perfect example. The objective would be to dovetail into the next stage. Don't go back to the previous foods that you were exposing yourself to give you the bloating issues. And that's where I think Dr. Jen excels, because she can kind of go into detail about diets or food allergies that some of my blood tests and saliva tests will say, no, you don't have any allergies, you're okay. But yet the symptoms are there. The patient knows, and some of you might even know this, you know that when you have a certain bread or a certain exposure to a pet, you have a bad reaction. You feel headaches, you feel problems with stuffy nose, but yet when the doc does the blood test, it says everything's cool. Go ahead and stay there, but that's not the right thing. Sometimes you have to kind of use both Western medicine and alternative complementary medicine equally. So I will always tell you, if your body says, even if I get blood tests on you and your doctor gets blood tests, but yet everything's totally negative, if your body says there's something going on, listen to it. Maybe seek out other docs, other providers. Because if your body, Deepak Chopra is the one who taught me yoga, and the body inherently knows how to take care of itself. Even Andy Weil tells me this. If you give the body what it needs to recuperate and rebuild, it will take care of itself. If you continue to expose it to the damaging products, it will go downhill. So I am also a firm believer, if you, barring, I wouldn't wait until you have stage 3 cancer and it's metastasized, but if you give the body the proper nutrient, the proper love, the proper exercise, it can reverse itself.